Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the long gap between the third part and then the final part of fourth junior analyst. Here in this video, I will update the remaining 50 questions from the fourth junior analyst FSSA paper. As I said before, these all are my solved answers. It may vary from official FSSA answer key if they release. So if they release, if there is any changes, I will let you know in video if possible. So here we will see the next 50 questions. Please kindly like, share, and subscribe my YouTube videos if you find it helpful. Um, Thank you. So here the first question: in a 2-class sampling plan of a microbial analysis, if it's desired to allow up to 100 coliforms per gram into 2 of the 5 units of the sampling plan. Here the M is 100 coliforms, so it's 10 power 2. Here total N is total number of units 5, and then C is the units they are selecting, so 2. So the answer is B. Which of the following acid will have a high bacteriostatic effect is acetic acid? And then next to the temperature, which affects the water activity due to the changes in the all of the above: dissociation of water, solubility of solutes in water, and then the state of matrix. Next, the dense growth at the surface and the turbidity through the rest of inoculated thioglycate medium. Culture tube indicates that the organisms are facultative anaerobes. To determine the number of microorganisms present in a food sample, 2 grams of the ground food is suspended in a sterile diluent so that the final volume is 10 ml. From this dilution, two successive 1:100 dilutions are made. Then the 1 ml of the final dilution is pipetted into a sterile petri dish, to which is added 20 ml of sterile nutrient agar. The plate count after incubation is 54 colonies. Then the number of bacterial CFU in gram of food. If you substitute all the given data, you will get the final number of CFUs as 2.7 into 10 power 5. Next one, and the time and temperature combination for HTST of pasteurization of the milk, 71.1 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds is selected on the basis of Coxiella burunti. Next one, the cross-streak method is the test used for to look the inhibition of bacterial growth, indicating the possible presence of an antibiotic. Next one, which step is the most common source of error during the gram staining procedure is over decolorizing with the alcohol. If a canning procedure is not properly followed, which type of microbe is most likely to grow in the canned food is obligate anaerobes. Given a stock of solution with a concentration of 3 mg per ml, and then determine the glucose concentration of solution made by adding 50 mol and of stock solution with 50 ml of buffer solution, you will get 2.97. Here it indicates the same units, so both B and C is the correct answer. Next, 24-hour culture of Bacillus subtilis contains 2.4 into 10 power 6 CFE per ml. A subsequent sequential dilution of 1:10, 1:5, 1:100, and then 1:3 are made from the original samples. Then the final titer is 1.6 into 10 power of 2 CFE per ml. In an atomic absorption spectroscopy, which of the following is generally used as a radiation source is a hollow cathode lamp. Next, in a chromatogram, the area under the peak can be used to determine the quantity of the analyte in the sample. Next, a Carl-Fisher titration is used to determine the moisture content of the sample. Next, the adulteration of milk with water can be detected by measuring the depression in the freezing point. Next, 1 picogram is equal to 10 power minus 12 grams. Next, the dimensions for S power n ratio in a HPLC analysis is expressed as, actually, since it's a ratio, so it has no units. The solution of 1% hexaconazole is equivalent to how many parts of ppm is 10,000 ppm. Next, which of the following is the correct statement is strength of one normal solution of sodium hydroxide is more than 1 molar solution of sodium hydroxide. Next one, accuracy in an analytical measurement. It is defined as the closeness of the measured value to the real value. In a mixture of 5 molecules are listed, which of the following should elude the second in size exclusion gel permission chromatography? Here the MR values are given. Actually, in the size exclusion gel permission, the ones with MR values larger will come first. So, MR value equal to 4,50,000 comes first. Here they asked which elute comes second. So, the next larger one is 1,45,000. So, option B is the correct answer. Next, tandem macroscopy. Tandem mass spectroscopy combines which of the following devices is mass spectrometer and then mass spectrometer. Next, the results following results are obtained in a minimum level of detection of the study. The values are given. Find, calculate the mean. If you substitute the values in the mean formula, you will get 0.5421 as the mean value. Next, the headspace analysis is carried out in order to analyze the volatile compounds from the solid or liquid food samples. Next, the pure pH, the pH of the pure water is neutral because the concentration of H plus ions is equal to the concentration of OH minus ions. Calculate the molality by dissolving 12 grams of NaCl in 38 grams of water. If you substitute the values given in the molality formula, you will get the molality as 3.16 m. Next, which reagent would you use to distinguish between the glucose and then maltose is Bradford reagent. Next, if a compound has a pH of 6.5, then its pOH is, we all know pH plus pOH is equal to 14. In that formula, if you substitute pH as 6.5, then you will get pOH as 7.5. Which of the following would be not a mobile phase for the reversed phase liquid chromatography is hexane. Compositional heterogeneity of a food sample can be reduced by comminution. Which statement with respect to the cells cuvettes used in UV visible spectroscopy is incorrect? Is below 350 nanometer quartz is the only choice is incorrect. We can also use plastic cuvettes also. And then in a solid sample treatment technique for IR analysis, the finely ground solid samples is mixed with the mineral oil to make this a thick paste which is spread between the IR transmitting windows. Which are the what is the name of the solid sample treatment technique is Mull technique. Which of the following statement regarding mass and weight is not correct? Is there is no difference between mass and weight is incorrect. Next, new drink contains salt, sugar, alcohol, and vitamin C. Gas chromatography could be used to determine the alcohol, sugar, and then vitamin C content only. For a normal distribution, 2 standard deviation on each side of a mean would include the percentage would include what percentage of the total population is 99%. If they given the question as single standard deviation, then 95% is the correct answer. Next, the wavelength accuracy calibration of a UV visible spectrometer is carried out by using both A and B, traceable potassium dichromate, and then chromium oxide quartz, and then dinium glass filters. A pipette is used to transfer the base into the flask sitting under a burette filled with acid. The pipette, the flask, and then the burette should be rinsed with the water in all cases, respectively. The iodine value by VG's method for safflower seed oil will be much higher than the safflower seed oil. This is from FSSAI food additives regulation. Next, in 500 into G, what does this represent in accordance to the centrifugation? The centrifugal force is 500 times greater than the earthly gravitational force. The reaction between the hydrochloric acid and then the sodium carbonate is represented by the following equation. If 25 ml of 0.050 mole sodium carbonate solution is neutralized by the 50 ml of hydrochloric acid, the concentration of hydrochloric acid must be 0.050 m. Then when compare C18 column against C8 column, C8 is more polar than C18. A pH of 3 is 2 times more than the more acidic than the pH 5. Choose between the correct statements with regard to the quantitative real-time PCR. In a real-time PCR, DNA quantification is done as the amplification reaction is in progress. Next, potassium permanganate can't be used as a primary standard because its solutions are unstable. And then which of the following statement is true of the flame photometry is all of the above. It is useful for the detection of alkali and then alkaline earth metals from the color of the flame, used in the analysis for the determination of sodium, potassium, calcium, and then iron in the biological samples. It is used to estimate the alkali, alkaline earth metals and their metal salt solutions. Which of the following, what is the lightning level suitable for the most of the laboratory work area is 0 to 500 lux. Aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide solutions needs to be standardized regularly because carbon dioxide in air reacts with sodium hydroxide and it lowers its concentration. During the gravimetric analysis experiment to determine the salt content of a chicken soup sample, a precipitate of silver chloride is produced, dried, weighed. Which of these errors could account for the lower than the accepted NaCl content is some precipitate remained in the reaction flask after the filtration process. So option C 3 only is the correct answer. Next, the molar extinct coefficient of aflatoxin B1 is 22,300 in chloroform at 352 nanometer. Then the molecular mass of aflatoxin is 312 AMU. Then the absorption 352 of 5 ml unknown solution of chloroform is 0.011. What is the concentration of aflatoxin B1 in the unknown is 0.49 micromole per liter. Tomatoes containing lycopene lambda is equal to 444, 470, and then 502 nanometer, and then beta carotene lambda max value is 442 and then 472. Which technique could be used for the analysis of lycopene and then beta carotene in the tomatoes after suitable sample preparation is LC, ICP, and then MS. Liquid chromatography, inductively coupled plasma with mass spectroscopy is a suitable method. With this, I am completing the answers key for fourth junior analyst. So if you have any doubt, please mention in the comment box. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.